there. 20% in one 3 months means almost per year 60%. Okay, sorry, for a year 3 months 20% means per year it is almost into 4, which is 80%. 80% means almost equal to 7 rupees interest rate. Okay, if you invest some amount now in the Reliance and you say that it is going to increase, means it is like that. Okay, let us don't go in this much of big value. Let us take like this 25-20. You have predicted only 20 rupees. Assume. Okay, simple example. Now, since you have told me this one, at least 20 rupees also I am going to get the profit, right? 20 rupees is also equal to 10%. In 3 months, I am going to get 10%, 1% also. It is very good amount only. Now, so you are going to estimate like this. Now, whether you have estimated correctly or wrong, how I can know? You are saying that it is going to increase. Should I believe you? How I can know that it is going to increase or not? So what we are going to do is, we are going to give to the data scientist team. Okay, data scientist team, what they are going to do is, they are going to take from January 01st to May 31st only, they are going to work on the data. They will not collect the data of June month, entire June month they will not collect. Only up to here only they will work and they will train the machine, and they will say that, sir, I have done the training, sir, and everything was done. And machine is giving off 80% accuracy, and it is going to predict the value is going to be this. You are going to say, okay. Now what I am going to do is, whatever the model you have done, whatever the things you have done, that to do on the from June 1st to June 28. June 1st to June 28, I am going to do. And I am going to ask the machine, what is the answer of from June 1 to June 28? I'll ask this question to the machine. So now machine is going to predict some answer, right? Now whatever the answer the machine was predicted, already the original answer is with me. Original answer is with me. So what is the values, or from June 1 to June 28 already is there with me. But I asked the machine to predict this value from June 1 to June 28. So predicted answers by the machine. Machine predicted answer is there, and my answer is there. Two answers are there side by side. Now these two I'm going to compare. Okay, and what is the accuracy you have told me earlier, and the same accuracy it is maintaining or not, I'm going to justify. If it is maintaining the same accuracy, means whatever you have done, and this is also doing the same, means I'm going to believe you. And based on that, I'm going to invest. If both are not matching, means I'm not going to believe you. Simple. Is that clear? So the same thing in the machine learning, we used to call as train test split. Okay. So here we are having the train and test on the same data, train test split, two options we are having. Okay. And here the most important thing we have to clearly understand, this makes the difference between the student understanding level. So if you follow first step, what happens? If you follow the second step, what happens? Let us understand very clearly. For example, this is the data where I am having the x1, x2, x3 and y variable. So y variable is a continuous variable. So I am going to apply some kind of regression technique. Actually, in the STS class, I have told you that if the output variable is continuous, you have to go with regression. So now you are going to apply the regression technique. After applying the regression technique, means you are going to take entire data for your training purpose. Means you are going to give entire data for the machine to learn. Now the machine starts learning. Okay, first step, second step, like this it is going to learn. After learning, means we have done some kind of. Now in this part of the data you have taken, and you are asking to the machine to predict the answers. Part of the data you have taken for testing purpose, and you have given for the machine to test. And it has given the answers like this. The machine has predicted answers like this. Now these are the original answers with you, and this is the predicted answer of the machine. Now you are going to cross-verify these two, how much is between them the error. You are just calculating the error between them. Error miss should be low, accuracy miss should be high. So here you are calculating the error. If the error is low, miss, okay. If the error is very high, miss, it is a wrong prediction. Miss, wrong model you have done. Okay. So here the entire data, whatever the data is there, you are using the entire data for training, in that part of the data for testing. Okay. Now, example, if I give the same way, assume the entire training data, whatever the training data is we are having here, whatever the training data, entire data is there, this training data is called as your class nodes. your class notes and my explanation. Whatever my explanation and your class notes is entire data. And after that, you are doing the modeling. Means you are going to learn from me. You are going to take the notes and you are going to read in the class. Every you are going to learn. Now what I'm going to do, whatever I have explained in the class, within that I'm asking some questions. Some questions within the class, whatever I have explained only. Within the same questions. It is not out of the same. Whatever I have explained yesterday, within that only I'm going to ask, or previously whatever I have discussed, I'm going to ask the same questions. And whatever the answers you are going to say, this is your answers. This is your answers. Because you have learned separately, right? And these are your answers. And these are the actual answers. Actual answers are this one, and this is your answers. I'm going to cross verify whether your answer and the actual answer both are same or not. And how much correctly you have done, that is your marks. That's it. Now what happens here? If you work like this, what happens means whatever the entire notes I am sharing, if you prepare only that, and if you're asking the question, and for that you are saying correct answers, assume that you have told everything correct answer. 100 out of 100 you have told everything correct answer. Now what happens means your train accuracy will be very high, but if out of the questions, if I ask out of any one of the question which was not discussed in the class, if I ask the questions, you are not able to answer means low out of sample accuracy, means out of the questions you are not able to understand. This is called as overfitting problem. The students has the same problem that they will see only in the class whatever was discussed. They'll feel that, oh, today's class is clear, that one only they'll fix. But actually after the class, once you after revision, you have to check the interview questions. Every interview question you have to check. After checking yourself, then you have to make sure that how much percentage you are learning. If you feel that whatever the questions I am asking is itself it's sufficient, miss, then you will be in the trap. Right? What is the trap, miss? That you will feel in that you understand everything, but actually you have not understand nothing. So when you feel that you have understand very clearly, miss, you have to test yourself out of the things also. Out of the things, miss, after the class, you have to test yourself with the interview questions for that particular subtopic. If you don't write the entire data science, interview questions on data science, miss, so much of things will come. 4 months course is there now. 4 months course interview questions will come. If you write only the, with respect to training, for example, today's topic is completed this one. You are going to write the interview question on train test split. Interview questions on train test split for a data scientist. What is the questions they are going to ask you? You can see. Then you will understand how much subject you have gained. Right? So that is with respect to, if you go like this means, we are having the high train accuracy, whereas out of sample accuracy will be very low. The machine also same way. Since the machine understands the training data very well, out of the questions if I ask, what is this question? It will say like this. Right? So for that, what we are going to do is, part of the data only we are going to use for training purpose. Remaining part of the data, we are not going to give to the machine. So now the machine don't know that data is there also. So now what I'm going to do is, the entire data I'm going to split into 2 parts like this. One is train and one is test. That too not in the serial order. When I have to go in the serial order, means if it is a time series data only, I have to maintain serial order. If it is a non-time series data, then I have to take randomly. I have to apply the random sampling technique here. I'm going to take the randomly some data for training purpose, some data for testing purpose randomly. Which one I'm going to consider, I only don't know. What miss? I only don't know, miss. In the np dot random dot rand you are going to use, automatically it is going to select randomly. If this code was written, miss, automatically it will only select randomly, right? Which record it is going to select, you also don't know, I also don't know. It is going to select randomly. After randomly also, we have to get a very good accuracy, right? Now here, we are going to divide the data into 2 parts. One is train part and one is test part. Now you are going to use this train part for your learning purpose. After once you learn, now this remaining part you are going to ask for the machine. What is the answers for this input? These 3 are input, right? X1, X2, X3, these 3 are input and this is the output. Now you are going to give this input to the machine and you are asking, already it has learned, now we are asking the questions of this input. you are asking the answers. It is going to give some answers, predicted values. Now these predicted values you are going to compare with these predicted values. Sorry, actual values. These predicted values you are going to compare with actual values and you are going to cross verify. Right? Is that clear? So, which is nothing but you are going to check like this. Now, in this case, the entire data, whatever the entire data you are having, the entire data, you are taking part of the data for training and part of the data for testing. Both are non-overlapping. Means whatever the record you have taken for testing, it should not be in the training. If I am interviewing you, tomorrow if I take any kind of mock interview, once the machine learning is completed, by end of this course, I am going to conduct some mock interviews. Okay. Some students in this class, within the class, offline students, I am going to conduct 2 mock interviews. In the online, I am going to take 2 mock interviews. Okay. For online people. To whom I am going to select the mock interview means at the end of the course, you have to make your resume. In that resume, how to build the resume, I am going to explain you. Using that, you have to build your resume. Using that, you have to build your projects. And in that resume, you have to keep your Kaggle rank. So everyone has to participate in the Kaggle. And who are the top Kaggle rankers in this class? Top 2 students. For them, I am going to conduct the mock interview. If I conduct for any person who is not having the subject, if I ask him to sit in front of me means, whatever the question I am asking also, he will keep silently only. Now, others will have the impact on that. If he is sitting silently and he is not answering any questions, means others also will feel in the same way and it is going to have some impact on others. So now the person who is sitting in front of me, he has to answer means I have to select only the toppers. It should not have any kind of impact on others means I have to select only the toppers. Which toppers I am going to select means Kaggle. Kaggle is not designed by me. I have not uploaded the data set. I am not going to evaluate. Nothing I will do. Complete evaluation is done by the Kaggle only. That is, and I am going to take your rank only. You are going to share me your rank. Who is the best rank top 2 students? I am going to do the mock interview. Right? In the mock interview, as it is in the company, how it is going to be there, exactly Xerox will be there. You have to bring your resume, and by seeing your resume, I am going to ask the questions, and I am going to start from tell me about yourself to last level, and I am going to predict what is the salary you can expect for your level. Is that clear? So now here the resume, the Kaggle, whatever the Kaggle and resume you are having, and I am going to conduct the mock interview now. In the mock interview, I'm going to ask not only the questions inside the class, I'm going to ask the questions outside the class. Okay. Is there any rule that the interview people has to ask the questions only in my class notebook? Do you think that TCS person who is going to interview, he is my student? No, right? He is one of the person. He can ask from anywhere, anything. Right? So just to my knowledge, whatever to my knowledge is there, whatever my experience and my knowledge is there, maximum 95% of the interview questions I have covered in my notes. If you go into Google and if you type the interview questions, most of the interview questions you are able to solve or we have already discussed. Reason behind that is I already have searched that one and maximum number of questions I have included in my notes. Whatever I can do, my level, the best I have done. Now, still 5% will be left out. Somewhere some questions will be left out, surely. I'm not saying 100% of the interview questions I have completed. Some 5% of the data will be mismatching. Now, those 5% you have to cover from your end. Right? Now, like this, if you ask the questions, whatever the training, along with the sum of the questions, which is not out of the sample also, now the student is able to say, only the questions within the training only if you're saying or out of the things also he is going to say or not, I'm going to observe. If he is able to say both the things perfectly, then my assumption is, okay, he is a very good one and we are going to select him or anything. Even I may give the reference and sometimes there is a possibility that I may hire immediately also. On the same day, I may hire also. Okay. Because I'll be working for freelance for few organizations, almost 10 to 12 different organizations I'm working as a freelance for conducting only for interviews. If I conduct one interview, I'll get 5,000 rupees. The mock interview which I'm going to conduct for you is worth of 5,000 rupees. Actually, If I do the same thing outside means I'll get 5,000. Okay. Of course, you're not going to pay anything. Just I'm saying. Okay. So here we are going to conduct the mock. Here that really we are going to conduct the interviews for most of the people in the outside, and we can give some kind of reference also, and we can hire you also directly, and I can place you directly in the organization. The moment the interview was completed, immediately I will place you in the company on the same day. Okay. If you want, you can write it also in your notes. Sir told that in the mock interview, if I perform very well, on the same day, he is going to release the offer letter. Write in your notes. We'll see on the same day. Because I'm sure on what I'm saying, it is getting recorded, right? So, because I have done multiple interviews and I have seen what is the knowledge of the students are having and what is the knowledge of the persons are having. If you are proving that you are better than them, miss, obviously I will recommend you. When I'm recommending someone, miss, obviously they will consider me. Otherwise, while they will give interview to conduct the interview for me, in their company only they can conduct, right? So there are multiple organizations and freelance projects are there. So many things are there. If you are having subject means so many things are there. Okay. So here the trainings data, whatever the training set and testing set, whatever it is there, you are going to separate the data and you are going to evaluate. Both of them are mutually exclusive. If you do like this, then you are going to have the more accurate evaluation on the out of sample. Out of sample means whatever you have trained for the machine, apart from that you are asking, still it is going to give the more accurate results. Then it is called as a good model. Is that clear? So train test split will be done in two ways, out of which this will not be done by the data scientist in real time. No one is going to apply. Only the students will apply this one. They want whatever they have discussed in the class, they want the same questions in the exam also. In the exam, if they ask out of one question, means they'll say, sir, syllabus is, question paper is out of syllabus, sir. Complete paper is out of syllabus paper. It is one of the worst paper. They'll say like this. Okay. But in real time, it is not like that, right? They are not, whatever the class in the class, whatever the definitions, whatever the differences they have discussed, they are not going to ask the same questions in the examination. Whatever you have completed in your BTech or degree, it is not like similar in the real time. Okay, in real time, they are going to ask you where you are going to apply this one. What happens if you apply this type of concept? If you go with this one, okay. If you go with this one, what is the disadvantage? They are going to ask this type of questions. Okay. Is that clear, guys? Now let us see the coding part of the same. Okay, just give me a minute. Okay, so let's see the coding part. Now in the coding part, first we are going to import NumPy as NP and Pandas as PD. Common. You already know these two libraries, the same thing. And I'm going to load the data set called as home prices, which is the data set which we used for encoding purpose, the same data set. Now I'm going to do the encoding. Since I'm having here the town, which is a nominal variable, Chennai, Bangalore, Hyderabad, they are just nominal, they are names only. They are nominal variable. I'm going to apply the one-hot encoding technique. That is dummies. I'm going to do the dummies. After doing the dummies, I'm going to drop one of the column. If I don't drop, it is called as dummy variable trap. So if you don't drop, what happens? That we are going to see in the further, that is tomorrow, day after tomorrow's class, while doing the machine learning. In that you can observe that one very clearly. Now here we are going to drop one of the column, and now we are having, these are the three input columns. That is x1, x2, x3. Three columns, input columns are there, and this is the output column y. So the same thing I'm going to consider y x is equal to whatever the df.dum. Df.dum is after getting the dum is whatever the new variable I have created is df_dum. Now this df_dum drop price column means you are dropping off price column. Means in this particular data frame, if you drop off the price column, what will be there? x1, x2 and x3. Only three will be there. Those three you are going to take in the x variable. After dropping the y column, whatever the x variable is there, that you are considering in the x, and the price, whatever the price column is there, that you are considering in the y variable. X is nothing but independent variables. Y is nothing but dependent variables. And you are going to identify the relation between independent and dependent variable. That is the machine learning or data science. Identifying the relation is nothing but, and based on the relation, you are going to predict in the future. Now, let us observe what is there in the X. So, see, X1, X2, X3. Apart from the price, because you have dropped the price column, automatically dropping the price column, remaining 3 columns will be considered in the this one, X variable. The Y variable, what is the Y variable, miss? If you observe the Y variable, the price. You are having the price. So, this is with respect to 3 columns and this is 1 column. Ready? X and Y is ready. Now, what we are going to do is, we are going to split the data. We are going to split the data with respect to train, test, split. Means we are going to divide the entire data. So how many records are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 records are there. Total 12 records where the index number starts from 0 to 11. 12 records are there. What I'm going to do is, in these 12 records, I'm going to select 70% of the data for training purpose. Okay. And 30% of the data for testing purpose. Now, question. Sir, is that mandatory? You have to go with 70-30? No, there is no rule like that. Okay. If you go with 60-40, if you go with 80-20, what happens with 60-40? Miss, less amount of the data you train, the machine can't learn. If you give only some very little examples, very small examples or one example only, how the students will understand? Instead of one example, you give 2 examples or 3 examples. If you give 10 examples, what happens again? It will be over also. Over means again they will be having the confusion. It will lead to confusion. Over things will lead to confusion. If less amount of things are there, means they will not understand anything. So in between only you have to give the examples. It should not be either over or it should not be very less. So that is the reason we'll select with respect to 70-30. But there is no rule. Rule is not there. Generally, why we select miss? That is the reason. Okay, 70-30. Now, here from sklearn, in the sklearn library, there is a module called as model underscore selection. So earlier we have seen the sklearn.impute, sklearn.outliers, sklearn.preprocessing. We have completed, right? In the similar way, in the sklearn.model selection, I'm going to import the train test split function. This is the function. In this function, what they have written the code is, whatever the data you are going to give, whatever the data you have given, it should be divided into 2 parts. So what is the backend code of, this is the def train test split. And whatever the input you have given, the argument is data frame. You have to give some argument which is data frame. Whatever the argument you have given, what it is going to do is, it is going to apply the random sampling. It is going to apply in the backend random sampling. It is going to take the random sampling. So whatever the entire data and whatever the percentage you have given, you have to write the train data or test size. You have to mention either test size or train size, any one of them. If you mention train size as 70%, miss, automatically test size is 30. If you mention 30 for this one, miss, automatically this is 70. Any one if you mention also, the others is automatically. Right? So now it is going to apply the random sampling and it is going to select the data. Now here total how many records I am having is 12 records. In the 12 records, 12 into 0.7, that is 8.4, I have to take for the training purpose. And 12 into 0.3, 3.6, that I have to take for the testing purpose. Sir, how 8.4 will be selected? Means it is going to make the round figure. So the whatever the in the things they have written in the function, they have made into the round function also. They have selected the round function and they are applying that technique. This is the backend code which they have written. And finally, they are going to return 2 parts. The first part is training part and the second part is testing part. These are the 2 parts which we are going to return. This function returns two things. Now, whatever the 2 things it is going to return, if I want to save into some variable, miss, what I have to do? For example, A is equal to 1, 2. Can I save? Is that possible? No, right? So A, B is equal to 1, 2. So whenever it is returning 2 arguments, if you want to store them in the some variable name is, the number of arguments it is returning and the number of variables you are going to assign should be the same. So now it is going to return me the X part. What is the X part? That is this one. In this, it is going to select 70% of the data for training and 30% of the data for testing. And test size I have written as 30%. Now it is going to divide the data into two parts. Which record it is going to select, I also don't know. 30% only it is going to select for testing, and 70% is going for training. So it is going to return two parts. The first part is train part and the second part is test part. So I'm going to save this one in the xtrain. Name is as xtrain. The second part, what I'm going to get, I'm going to save it on the xtest. So since it is returning two parts, I'm going to assign to two variable names. And like this, it is going to split. Since 12 into 0.7, which is 8.4, and 12 into 0.3, which is 3.6, 3.6 round figure is 2, 4, and 8.4 round figure is 8. So round figure, how it is going to apply means more than 0.5, it is going to make it as round. So since it is having the more 3.6, that is more than 0.5, it is going to make it as round figure. Right? So here you have got the 4 records, here you have got the 8 records. So these 8 records print xtrain. So these 8 records, xtrain data. These 4 records are xtext data. Got it? Is that clear? Step by step. Now whatever you have got now, xtrain and xtest, two things you are ready. Similarly, y variable also you are going to take. Y variable also you are going to split into two parts. That is ytrain and ytest. This is the testing part and this is the training part. Now, if you observe, this is the index number. What is the index number? 8, 0, 10, 6, 9, 7, 4, 1. These are the index numbers of training. And these records went for testing. Now, once again, let me execute the same cell. The cell number is 8. Now, once again, I am re-executing the same cell. Now, the cell number is 10. Means I have re-executed. Now, if you observe, the numbers has been changed. Earlier, it is 9, 8, 0, 10, 6, 9, 7, 4, 1. Now, the numbers has been changed. Again, one more time I am executing. Automatically again changed. If I execute once again, automatically it is going to change. Every time it is going to change because randomly it is going to select. Since it is selecting very randomly, so that is the reason it is changing off every time. So whatever the answers in my PDF will not be the same answer in your Python code, because it is going to give randomly. Similarly, y. Now both the things you can do at a time. In a single shot you can do by selecting train test split x comma y. Means first this variable will be taken and this part will be converted into two parts. That is train part and text part. Similarly, this variable will be taken and it also will be converted into train part and test part. So now I am going to return 4 outputs. In the return column, I am going to get 4. Now these 4 I am going to store in the 4 variable names. That is xtrain, xtest, ytrain, ytest. Since I am going to get the output as 4 outputs, I am going to save in the 4 variables. Right? So here I am going to do the same thing. See once again. In a single shot, I am going to complete everything. Whatever above I have done in the 2 different steps, I am doing in the one line. That is x and y. Now xtrain you are going to get 8 records. Xtest you are going to get 4 records. Ytrain 8 records and ytest 4 records automatically. Means just by writing one line of code of like this, you are going to split the data. Is that clear? This is the train test split code. Train test split code explanation is very simple, but the understanding of the train test split and what is the reason behind that and how we are going to evaluate, this is more important. Every student, almost in the Amirpet, all the data science institutes, they know this code, but they don't know what is actually happening. If I ask, can you explain that code clearly, miss? In interview, no one will explain, you know. What is the meaning of that? They are by-hearting people. If you give something, they will by-heart. They know how to by-heart. They are some kind of monkeys. If you give for monkey something, if you train the monkey, it will do the same thing multiple times. It can't do new thing. So they are called as, in the interview, in the company, we used to call them as coding monkeys. They know only the code. They don't know what is the meaning of that code. Most of the students, 90% of the students are coding monkeys. Okay. The problem is why they are not getting selected in the company is they'll get the interview chance. Why interview chance they are getting? Because they are writing the machine learning code in the resume. Automatically they are getting the interview chance. After getting the interview, why they are failing? Because they have by-hearting people. Obviously they'll fail. In data science, by-hearting is not applicable. You can't apply. You have to understand very concept very detailedly. If you're not able to understand in my class, miss, you have to go to the YouTube or you have to go to the some textbook, you have to go for some material, anywhere, finally you have to understand, because at the end you have to get the job. Getting the point? One trainer will not include everything. What are the things I have get trained from my trainer also? At the time, my trainer has not explained me so many things. After seeing the interview questions, I was checking every time. Yeah, this interview question is missing. Sir has not told us. This interview question is missing. Almost he has skipped 60% of the interview questions. He has. Okay. So just we are going to apply the train test split and we are going to divide the data, right? So guys, online people, can you please once again confirm me? Is my voice is clear? So due to network issue, it was disconnected. Yeah. Okay, good. Yes. So now we are having with respect to this train test split, and we are going to divide the entire data with 70 and 30. Now, so here, when you are having comparison, when you want to compare the machine learning algorithm 1 and machine learning algorithm 2, if you want to compare these two algorithms and you want to select which is the best algorithm for your data, means for both of them, the same data should be there. The same data should be there. If the data is different, you can't compare two things. For example, let us go with something like this. Now, some X trainer is there, some Y trainer is there. Two trainers are there, X trainer and Y trainer. Two trainers are there. Now, for the X trainer, you have sent very top students, very clever students and very good students, top students. For the Y trainer, you have sent very bad students, miss who are having of backlogs and who are not having a subject knowledge, who cannot even understand anything, the basics also. These students you have sent here to this trainer, assume. Now, this trainer has trained and these students already has got the job. Few of them has got the job. Here, the students has not got the job, assume. Now, whether the students are good or the trainer is good, means here the trainer is, actually this trainer is bad trainer. And this trainer is very good trainer, actually. But the bad thing is, they have got with respect to some kind of bad students. And since the bad students are there, he's explaining, try to explain also, they are not able to listen. And most of the students are keeping some kind of missing the classes. 2 classes they will come and 2 classes they will miss. 2 classes they will come, 2 classes they will miss. Automatically, if there is no connectivity, they will not understand the subject. If there is no subject understanding, but at the end they want the job. How it is possible? Have they attended the entire classes, miss? No, they will not attend the entire classes. In this class also few students are there. So they'll miss some classes, they'll come to some classes. Now at the end, they'll ask us, sir, what is about the placement, sir? Placement, okay, we'll give the placement, but you are having the subject? Subject means you have attended all the classes? No. Now yesterday, some people has missed in this class, some of the students has missed, but either in online or offline, whatever it is, some students has missed, assume, example. Now they don't know what is meant by regression technique and what is meant by classification. And how they, in the interview room, if they ask you what is the difference between supervised machine learning and unsupervised machine learning, whether these people are going to answer or not? Yes or no? Yesterday we have completed that interview question or others. Now if I ask from that only what is the difference between these two, can you explain the differences and what are the techniques comes under supervised and what are the techniques comes under unsupervised? Yesterday they have missed that one. Now if in the interview, if I ask that question, whether they are able to give that answer? No, right? So now they are not able to give the answers in the interview. Why they get the job if they are not giving the answers in the interview? If you are the company CEO or you are the company manager, are you going to hire without the subject knowledge persons also? You'll hire. You are having full of amount with you. No, right? Same. So the thing is that here, in terms of whenever you are going to work on the data, for this data, the students or whatever the things are there, if you want to compare, which one you want to compare? Whether the students are getting job or not, you are going to compare, or whether you want to compare whether X trainer is good or Y trainer is good. Which one your intention? Your intention is X trainer and Y trainer. These are the 2 trainers. Out of these 2, which trainer is good is your question. Which trainer is good is your question. Now, which trainer is good, miss? Now you have to give the same student. Same student has to listen 1 class of this one and 1 class of this one. That too same concept, same topic. Now X trainer is going to explain in a different way. Y trainer is going to explain in a different way. Now you can compare which trainer has given the input very clearly. Which trainer has explained the subject very clearly. Now you can compare. And based on that, you can decide. Right? The same way, here the trainers are nothing but, here the whatever the trainers and whatever the things are there, this trainer is nothing but algorithm 1, machine learning algorithm 1. Y trainer is nothing but algorithm 2. Same student is nothing but same data. You have to give the same data to the algorithm 1 and the same data you have to give to the algorithm 2. Then only you can say which algorithm is best suited for this data. If you give different data, how you can say the algorithm, which algorithm is best? Same data has to be given for 2 different algorithms and then only you can compare. If you want to compare these 2 things, miss, same data should be there. If you want to compare between the students, miss, you have to give the same trainer. If the same trainer are there and the student 1 you are training and student 2 are training, now you can compare which student is best. In this class, I can compare because you all are my students only. I can compare in this class which student is best on which student is not best. Because for everyone, I am only training from the starting, entire things. So whatever the knowledge you are getting from me, it is same. Now, whatever the practice you are doing, that is different. So the more you practice and the more the things you learn, the new things, the more the thing you'll get the knowledge. So that I am going to compare. So here, what is the comparison you want to do is algorithm. Which algorithm is best suited for my data set? Means the data should be same. So data should be same means now you are doing like this train test split you are doing. Each time you do the train test split, once you execute this cell, automatically the values changes. Every time the value is getting changed, then how we are going to fix this one means we are going to take random state, random underscore state is equal to and some number. You can assign what are the number. So I'm assigning the number is equal to 42. Now I'm executing this one, cell number 22 and this is 23. So now if you observe what are the records I'm having, 5, 2, 1, 11, 4, 7, 3, 6. Now once again I'm executing this cell. Means once again I'm dividing the entire data into parts. Once again 24, cell number 24. Now again I'm checking, but data is fixed. Can you see the data same numbers as it is? Again I'm executing. Again the data is same. Again I'm executing. Data is same. Well, how many times you execute also the data will remain same. That is called as random state. So random state, what is the number you are going to give that? That number is fixed. 42 is fixed. No, any number of your choice. If you're not interested with 42, go with 99. My favorite number is 9. Let us go with 9. I'm going to fix the 9. And next I'm going to see every time the same data. Once you fix the data, now you give the same data to your machine. To fix the data, we are going to select the random state. What is the meaning of random state? Means to fix the data. Why we have to fix the data? Means the same data has to be given for different algorithms and we want to compare which algorithm is best fit for the given data. In order to do that, we have to fix the data. That is the reason we have to apply the random state. Random state number is of your choice. Sorry? No. Random state number, you can even write 0 also. Any number. One number, which is a positive number. Not negative. Positive number. Any one number, just to fix. What is that number? Miss, it is going to have the constant. If you write random state of 0, miss, for you and for me, the data will be remain same. Whatever the 0 you are writing, whatever the 0 I have written, for this particular data, the output, whatever the output you are seeing here, it is same for you and for me. It is not going to change. Earlier, it is changed. Now it is fixed. It is not going to change. So in order to not to change the data, we are going to use the random state. Right? Is that clear? Random state meaning is. Now, once we divide the data, next we are going to proceed to the next level of machine learning. Now what we are going to do is, once the train data is ready, test data is ready and the code also ready. Now what we are going to do is, this train data, we are going to give to the algorithm, machine learning. What is meant by algorithm is to the machine. You are going to give to the machine. Now what the machine is going to do is learning. How it is going to learn? The algorithm, as per the algorithm, it is going to learn. What is meant by algorithm is nothing but steps. What are the steps in one by one, step by step? For example, my notes is there. This is notes. I have shared to you. You are the student. Machine is nothing but student. Now the student, from where he has to start? From where he has to start? Means from the basic level. Today he wants to understand the train test split concept. Clearly he wants to understand. Means first he has to understand the function concept. In the function, what is meant by input argument, what is meant by return argument. If he understands that one, that today train test split will be easy. And if he understands the module, how to import, it will be easy. The import things we have discussed in the module, the functions we have discussed in the core Python functions concept. Now, if you understand those things, today's class will be automatically, the code will be easy. Without listening that, if you come to today's class, what is this import? Oh, blindly import. Why you are doing import also, we don't know. The reason behind that also, we don't know. Understanding? So here we should not by heart anything. Each and every minute thing also, you have to understand what is the reason behind that. Then only you will understand the subject very clearly in the data science. With by-hearting, this is not the right course. For by-hearting people, you can't sustain in the data science for more time. Okay. Today you may go with respect to consultancy or using some reference or whatever it is later. Once you enter into the company also, remember, if you want, you can write in your notes. If you do anything like a consultancy or reference or something and you have entered into the company, it is not going to take much time for you to come out. If you want, you can write. If it is not happened, miss, please call me. If it was happened, miss, no need to call. Okay? Because the reason behind that is this type of things is applicable for software engineers or by any other courses like full stack or whatever the things, testings or something is possible, but data science is not possible. Data science is purely of your brain, how it functions. It is not like robot. Okay, whereas others is robot. Robot means they'll be fixed. The code will be fixed and you have to write the same thing. You don't need to apply your brain also. The brain will be, application will be less percentage. The coding percentage will be more. But whereas in the data scientist, the entirely it is different. It will not take much time to come out from that company. Okay. Is that clear? So, if you enter into the company by understanding, genuinely if you enter into the company, though you have started with the basic salary also, maintain that your target after 3 years, you have to get the package of minimum to minimum 20 lakhs. This is your target. Minimum. I am writing the minimum value. If you get 1 CA also, I am happy on. Okay. So your target should be after 3 years, it should be minimum 20. After 3 years, you can't stop the data scientist work. Never you can stop the data scientist. In any company. Minimum to minimum guarantee. Okay. So after 3 years, till 3 years, it will be somewhat hurdles. After 3 years, you can't stop. The graph up to that, it will rise like this. Suddenly from 3 years, the graph will like this. Changes. So, sir, is that really that much of things? There is a project. There is one project. I'll show you at the end. The project is predicting the data scientist salary is the project. And the data has been taken from the Glassdoor. It has taken from the Glassdoor, which is a real data. Directly taken from the real data from the real-time professionals who are having the experience and the skill set which they have uploaded in the internet. We have collected that data, real-time data, and we are predicting the data scientist salary based on the skill set and based on their experience, based on the whatever the work they have done earlier, and we are going to predict. This is the project. And this project you are going to see at the end, not now. Okay, at the end, by end of the time, you will see. One by one, everything. As of now, you have to understand only one thing is, we have to prepare. Everyday preparation is mandatory. That you have to understand for today. One by one. When you have to take the Kaggle, how to take the Kaggle, what are the steps involved in the Kaggle, automatically at the time, I'll explain. When you have to apply for the companies, I'll explain. When you have to prepare your resume, I'll explain. How to prepare your resume, I'll explain. Okay, step by step, we'll come into that. Okay, just you have to understand for today's class, whatever we have completed till today, we have to be in that maximum perfect. Not 100%, maximum. We have to try to the max. No one is 100% perfect. We also know that one. But we have to try to the max. Right? Now we are having with respect to this algorithm is going to take the steps. It is going to have with respect to the steps. In these steps, it is going to work on the whatever the steps is written in that, whatever the procedure was written, it is going to follow that procedure. And according to that procedure, the machine is going to learn the data. Algorithm is nothing but algorithm. Every machine learning algorithm is nothing but step-by-step procedure. Step-by-step procedure for learning the given data. Whatever the data you have given, for that whatever the step-by-step procedure is there, that is called as algorithm. The same thing which we are applying here also in this class, step by step. Day 1, whatever the class we have completed. Day 2, whatever the class we have completed, step by step. Step by step procedure. So the more the better, which is the best algorithm is, which does perfect learning, which understands the entire data perfectly. That is the best algorithm. So here, the algorithm is nothing but, in your case, the algorithm is nothing but the step-by-step procedure. Just you are going to apply the step-by-step procedure. So, sir, what is this step-by-step procedure for learning? So I have given you the notes. One student is going to prepare in different way. One student will prepare in a different way. different ways they'll try in different ways. So for example, one student will learn the data for 1 hour. For 1 hour, he will practice whatever the things was completed in the class. He will practice for 1 hour. And that is one student. One student will practice for 2 hours and he will gain the knowledge of outside whatever the things are there. One student will open the YouTube and the YouTube, how they have spent, they'll see. Is there anything new things they can learn? For not for comparison or not for pointing the SRK, for learning for yourself. You have to see. The intention should be in such a way that you have to gain the knowledge. If you point me also, nothing will happen. If you want, you can point me. There is no problem. Because I am going to accept all the critics, and the more the negatives I am having, I'll rectify myself. So the better I will be there. My target is in Amirpet, I want to be the one of the best trainer in the data science. For that, automatically I have to rectify my negatives. Obviously. If any negatives are there by the students, if the student says something, I have to rectify myself. So then only I can be one of the best trainer in the Amirpet. Simple. So as number of students are more, means automatically my salary also will be more. Na? Anyone will work for the salary only. I am also working for the salary only. So the more the salary, but I want with respect ethical way, by imparting the knowledge to the students and by getting the jobs for the students. Not like by simply sake of completing the course. Okay, in 2 months the course is completed, name sake and taking the money. It is not my intention. If that type of intention, if you give 1 rupee also, 10,000 also, I'll not consider. I have to explain and I have to take the money. Okay. So that it depends on the person to person. One person will not have like that. Right? So here, notes, whatever the notes I'm going to share, here one person is going to prepare for 1 hour, and in this 1 hour, he is going to follow in a different pattern. Some persons will prepare 2 hours and they'll follow a different pattern. One person will prepare only for 15 minutes, then they'll follow a different pattern. Time and pattern, both are different. But at the end, they are going to learn the entire notes. Notes is common for them. Concept is common for them. But the way of learning is different. Okay. So one student will just see the PDF. PDF uploaded in the driver. Okay. Top to bottom he'll see and it is completed. One student will take the running after the class. He will whatever the running notes he is having, and after the class again he will write the entire code. He will type in the Jupyter notebook and he will cross verify and he'll get an error. That error also he'll write in the notes. Oh, this error. What is this error meaning? What happens if I consider like this? What happens if I consider like this? He will practice more different ways and he will gain the knowledge. And whatever the knowledge he has gained, he will write in everything in the notes also. Because after some time, he is going to forget that one. So for recollecting something, we have to get in the notes. If you write in the notes, we can recollect. So one person will prepare in this way. One person will write only in the Jupyter notebook. There itself in the Jupyter notebook, markdown is there. There itself he will write the notes. Why to write again in the separate notes? He will write there only. So that the code will be there. The error, what is the meaning of that error also will be there only. So like this, they are going to do. Each person, the pattern is different. But at the end, they are going to learn the same. Similarly, here, algorithms also the same way. The algorithms also have the different patterns. Okay. So algorithm 1 will learn in a different way. Steps are different. Data is same. Algorithm 2 will learn in a different way. Learning is different. Steps involved is different. Algorithm 3, steps involved is different. Finally, which algorithm learn very perfectly means I'm going to check the accuracy. How I'm going to check the accuracy means I'm going to ask the questions, and based on the questions answers, whatever the answers are there, that I'm going to do. The same thing as it is we are going to do in the machine learning also. Okay. And we are going to identify which is the best algorithm. Right. Now the entire data you are going to use for training, and you are going to take the train and test bit. Now the part of the data you are using for training and part of the data you are using for testing. This training part you are going to give to the machine, and the machine starts learning. After learning the machine, you are going to give this one as to the machine, and you are going to ask the answers. And it is going to give some predictions, and you are going to compare with the original one, and you are going to see the accuracy level. Okay. So now this is fine, sir. Okay. Up to here, you have whatever you have told is okay. With the train data, you are going to give the machine, and you are going to check the machine whether it has learned perfectly or not. Accuracy, you are going to check. Okay, done. Happy. Now, train data, one person has applied random state of is equal to 0. One person has taken random state of 1. One person has taken random state of 42. 1% has taken the random state of 99. So if different random states are there, automatically different train data will change. Data changes means automatically the learning also will change. If the my notes is like this means you will learn in this way. If the my notes in a different way means according to that only you are going to learn, right? Now, so as per the data, the machine will change. And the test accuracy, every time it is going to have different. So accuracy of test accuracy, first time I am going to get 70% for random state of 0. Second time I have taken the random state of 1, I am getting accuracy of 72%. Now this time I have taken 42, I am getting of accuracy of 68 only. And this time I am taking random state of 99, I have got 84. If one student is only getting like this means okay. If, for example, first student is getting this one, second student is getting this one, third student is getting this one, fourth student is getting this one, but that same data followed the same steps. As it is copy paste, only the random state they have changed. But now the student will ask, sir, I have done everything the same now, but this student has got 84, but I have got only 70. What is the reason, sir? Suddenly, why this much of drop? So he has selected random state of 99 and I have selected random state of 0. So suddenly has dropped off. So it is going with 99 is the best option. Should I go every time with 99 only? He is going to ask this question. So here the random state is not fixed. Then how we are going to solve this one is called as cross validation. Cross validation. Cross validation means because each time we are going to select different samples. So different ways you are having. So that is the reason we are moving to the cross validation. So the next concept is called as cross validation. Just a minute, guys. Just a minute. I'll once again share the screen. Just a minute. Yeah. Right? Just only the watermark I have removed, nothing else. If I show you how to remove watermark means you'll also remove, right? So that is the reason I have hide that one. Okay. So just I have removed the watermark, nothing else. Now, you know the latest things. Generally, we are having the watermark that data science and AI by SRK. This is the watermark, right? You are having generally on your notes. This one, sir. Okay, generally you are having this watermark, right? Now, this again, the watermark you are having and you are having with respect to the codes. You are having the code, you are having the data set, and you are having the PPT. 3 things you are having. Now, whatever the code is there, it is getting downloaded. You are downloading and you are working. And the data set, obviously, it has to be downloaded. Otherwise, you can't load that one. It has to be downloaded. And the PPT, you can't download. Okay, this is the thing which you are following till now. Now, in this also, what happened recently, just 4 days back. Okay, what happened is, in this Naresh IT, one of the student has downloaded the code. Okay, since I have given the option download, so he has downloaded. And he has taken the printout also. Okay, still acceptable. He can take the printout or whatever he wants, he can do. For me, no problem, absolutely no problem. So he has taken the printout and he has shared to the friends also. That is also no problem. Others are learning from my notes, miss. That is also good only. Happy. Now, these friends, whoever he has shared, they have seen that, okay, this concept was not explained by their trainer and they have taken these notes to their trainer. And they asked that, sir, this is the things was included and we have not discussed. That is also no problem. They are learning the subject. This is also happy only. This trainer, he has done everything. After that, now he has taken that notes, what are the notes, and he has prepared everything. Now he is saying that SRK means me only. The trainer has saying that SRK means me only, it seems. So generally in the company, original name we should not disclose outside. because that is going to be problem in the company. Of course, for my company, it is not a problem. That is the reason I'm disclosing my original name. But most of the trainers, they'll not disclose their original name who are real-time professionals. They'll work with a different name. So this person also working with a different name, and he's saying that this SRK is me only and this is my notes only. That is problem. Till now that there is no problem. Now problem comes. He's saying that he is SRK and his notes, that is his note systems. What do we have to do? Till now, PPT is downloaded and sharing the students is the problem. So I have stopped the download. After that, watermark has came into picture. Now what I have to do? Tell me. If you are in my position, what do you do? You have came to know all these things. I know the institute name also. I know the institute name also, but I am not going to say. That is secondary. Now what I have to do? I can't claim that this is my notes and I can't go and do the copyright, right? That is not copyright. Okay. That to SRK means me only, it is not sure also. What I have to do? Just simply, at least I have changed to some extent watermark to Sivaram Krishna. At least. Now the latest notes, whatever you are saying is data science and AI by instead of SRK, you'll see Sivaram Krishna. Something. Now they are in the Amirpet like this. Okay. The outside situation is like this. Okay. That is the reason I'm keeping this watermark. Nothing else. That too, I'm keeping the watermark hiding only. Some people are taking the screenshots also. They are using the screenshots, and the same screenshots they are using directly for their training purpose. For those people, what we have can do? Whatever the maximum I can try, that is the thing that is with respect to by showing this one. In the Google Drive, you will open the Google Drive, PPTs will be there, right? The PPTs, you are taking the screenshots. Assume. Because in my class, one of the student in the online, I don't know the profiles, right? I don't know what you are doing also. Whether you have completed your BTech or whether you have completed your degree or whether there is a your experienced persons, I don't know anyone. None of you, I don't know. In the similarly in online people also, I don't know. Might be in this online, one of the student might be trainer. He is a college trainer, might be. He is working in any engineering college. And after learning this course, he wants to implement the same thing in their college. There is a chance, right? Now what he is going to do? He is going to take my entire PPT. The entire PPT, what he is going to do? Screenshots. Now what I have to do? I have to keep the watermark. Then they will be named so that they'll understand, oh, this is not this trainer's notes. Something. We are doing that one. That is the reason I am keeping the watermark. Why this much of explanation is? To understand the Amirpet market. Okay. So let us get into this. So now k-fold cross-validation. Whatever the k-fold cross-validation you are having. So this is the entire data, right? This entire data, what you are going to do is, first time you are going to take fold. Fold means parts. You are going to divide into parts. That too equal parts. Fold means equal parts. How many equal parts means k? K is of your choice. It can be 5, it can be 4, it can be 10 as per your choice. But it is going to divide into equal parts. In this case, what I have done is 4. 4 equal parts I have done. The entire data, this is the entire data. This entire data I have divided into 4 equal parts. Out of 4 equal parts, the 3 parts I am using for training purpose. 3 parts I am using for training purpose and 1 part I am using for testing purpose. Similarly, here also, again, second time, whatever this time I have used total. So let me write like this. Total 4 parts. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 parts. Out of which this part is used for training, and this is used for testing. These 3 parts are used for training. The machine I am going to train and I am going to test the machine on this part. Okay. Now, second time, what I am going to do is, this time training. This is also used for training. This time, this is used for testing. This is used for training. Means first part, this time fourth part is used for testing purpose. This time third part is used for testing purpose. Next, what I'm going to do is, again I'm going to divide the same thing. That is test, train. Means these 3 parts are used for training. Second part is used for the testing purpose. Now, last time, this is training, train. These four are train. This is the testing part. First part is used for testing part. Right? Fourth part, third part, second part, first part. Now now every data point is used for training purpose. Every data point is used for testing purpose. Now there is no randomness is there. Every data point, but at the same time you have not taken entire data. Entire data you have not taken. At the same time you have not missed any data for training. Both the things has been involved in the string short. Now this is called as cross validation. K-fold means how many number of parts is the K? Fold means equal parts. Fold meaning is equal parts. So here I am going to apply the four-fold cross validation. Means now what is meant by cross validation? Fold means equal parts. K means total number of parts. I told that 4 equal parts I have divided. Now what is meant by cross validation? Cross validation means first part is used for training purpose. Remaining 3 parts are used for testing purpose. Second part is used for testing purpose. Remaining 3 parts are used for training purpose. Third part is used for testing purpose. Remaining 3 parts are used for training. Fourth part is used for testing purpose. Remaining 3 parts are used for training purpose. Now each time the test, the accuracy I am going to get. First time I am going to get 80%. Second time I have got 84%. Third time I have got for the third one 82%. Fourth one I have got 86%. Now I am going to take the average of all this, which is 83%, which is called as cross validation score. We should not work on the test accuracy. We should work on the cross validation score. Okay. Now, if one person has taken random state of 0 and he has done the train test bit, one person has done random state of 1, one person has done the random state of 42, one person has done random state of 49. Now I am not going to check the test accuracy. I'm going to ask this person, what is your cross validation? I'm going to ask this person, what is your cross validation? This person, what is your cross validation? This person, what is the cross validation? If everything is same, just only random state changes means the cross validation also will be the same. Cross validation also is going to be the same. Sir, which person is going to have high cross validation means whoever the students has done the future engineering part very clearly, for them the cross validation score will be more. Who has treated the outliers, who has treated the missing values, who has converted the skewed data to normal data, then you have given to the machine to understand. For them, the more accurate results will be there. For them, the cross-validation score will be high. Right? That is the meaning of cross-validation. Cross-validate means different times you are validating the data. First time validation, second time validation, third time validation, fourth time validation. Different types, different way of validation you have done. And finally, you are going to take the average value. Is that clear? That is called as cross-validation. Sir, can you explain once K-fold cross-validation? K is nothing but number of parts. How many number of? Fold is nothing but equal parts. Cross-validation is nothing but for each part, what is the validate score? Validation means score. Test score. Each time you are asking the test score. So you are going to divide into number of equal parts, and for each part you are going to identify the test score, and you are going to take the average is called as cross validation score. The average score is called as cross validation score. Individually each score is called as test score only. Overall is average value only is called as cross validation score. Is that clear? And for this we are having the Python code. We are going to import the function which is called as cross validation score. We are going to import this one. And in this cross validation score, we are going to give the CV is equal to 5 means 5, 4 means 4, 10 means 10. Whatever the number you are going to write, it is going to divide into the number of parts. This coding I am going to explain in the tomorrow's class. While once we start the machine learning algorithm, there I will explain one by one, step by step, everything. Okay. Now, yes, cross-validation accuracy will be the irrespective of random state. So that is the reason random state is not important. Then why we are considering random state means because we want to compare machine learning algorithms. That is the reason random state is important. Individually, random state is not going to impact for a single machine learning algorithm. It is not going to impact anything. If you compare only, it is going to impact. For comparison purpose, you have to give the same data. If there is no same data, you can't compare. Within the same data, if you want to do with different random state also, do try with anything. Finally, you will get the cross validation score of same only. It is not going to change. Okay. Random state is not having any impact on the single algorithm. When you compare the algorithms, random state is more important because to take the same data. Is that clear? The step is very clear. Now, the last part. We are having with respect to train data, and this train data we are going to check and we are going to evaluate. We are going to give the machine. Machine is going to learn the train data. I am going to ask the test data to the machine and it is going to give me some answers. And I am going to compare. Now, let us take some data set. X, Y. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is 10, 20, 30, 40. This is the data set. What I am going to do is, in this data set, these 4 records I am going to give for the machine. And the machine is going to learn. Machine is going to start the learning this data. And it is going to identify the relation between these two values. That is within X and Y, what is the best. And if there is an error miss, it is trying with respect to which is the least error. Which algorithm gives the least error, that we are going to try. Now, machine is going to check this one, learn this one. Now, this particular 5, I am going to give to the machine and I am going to ask the answer. And it is going to say 50. And I am going to compare this answer and this answer side by side, which we used to call as checking the accuracy. Okay, till now it is completed. Now, what we are going to do is, you are going to give to the machine the same data. Now, after machine has learned, you are going to give the same, this part of data only to the machine again to ask the questions. Again, you are asking the machine to give for this data answers. And for example, first you have given like this, Amma. Let us explain very clearly. You have given this data to the machine and it has taken the relation is y is equal to 10x. Ready. Machine is relation also identified, ready. Now what you are going to do is, whatever the machine learning algorithm is there, that is called as, identifying this relation is called as modeling. This is called as modeling. And this relation, whatever the relation is there, this is called as model. Process is called as modeling. And finally, whatever the relation output you have got, that is called as your model. Now use this model is there. Model means which is nothing but equation. Equation or relation, whatever it is. That is called as your model, which is nothing but y is equal to 10x. Ready. Model is ready. Now, what you are going to do is, you are going to use model dot predict. Means you are asking the model to predict on the train data only. On the train data you are going to give. The train data you are going to give. Which this train data is called as X train. This is called as X test. This part is called as Y train. And this part is called as Y test. Right? Already I have explained you. The same thing. Okay. This is X train. And this part is called as Y train. This is called as X test. And this is called as Y test. Now you are going to write model.predict on the X train. You have written like this. Means you are asking the machine, apply this whatever the equation you have got, apply on this data. And it is going to give some answers for 1 into 10. 10 is the answer. 2 into 10, 20 is the answer. 3 into 10, 30 is the answer. 4 into 10, 40 is the answer. Now machine has given this is the answers. Now these answers, what you are going to do is, you are going to store in a variable name. Means I am going to store in a variable name which is called as ypred train. Which is nothing but pred is indicated by like this. The symbol indicates that it is predicted values. The actual values will not have that symbol. This symbol indicates that it is a predicted value. Now this predicted value is there. Now with what you are going to compare? These answers with what you are going to compare? With what? These answers are there. With what we are going to compare? This ypred train, you have to compare with what? Y train. These 4 values and these 4 values you have to compare. And you have to see how much is the error between them. Right? This is, and you have got the error or accuracy, which is called as train accuracy. Which is called as train accuracy. Similarly, you are going to use your model and predict on the X test. Means this 5 is giving on the model. This data will be given to the model and it is going to predict the answer, 50. Now, whatever the answer you have got here, name it as ypred underscore test. These 4 answers are ypred underscore train, and this answer is ypred underscore test. Name it as ypred test is the name. Okay. Now, With what you are going to compare? This 50 you are going to compare with these 4 values or this value? With what value you have to compare? With Y test you have to compare. Means whatever the Y pred test you have got, you have to compare with Y test. Now after comparing these two, whatever the accuracy you are going to get is called as test accuracy. Now you are going to have the train accuracy, test accuracy. 2 accuracies you are going to measure. Okay, just you take this one. The entire notes, or I'm going to take the screenshot. Okay, I'm going to take the screenshot and the same screenshot will be uploaded in the drive. Okay, and from the drive you take the notes, or you can take with respect to whatever you want. I'm going to save first. Save. Now after in the drive you can write the entire notes, and after some time I'm going to delete. After some time after 2 or 3 days I'll delete, because the same thing will be reflected to other batch students. I have not explained the same example, right? I have explained in a different example. Which example I have explained, I also don't know. I can't remember that examples exactly because I'm not a by-hearting person. So I'm not going to take same example for everyone. Okay. So your example and their examples will be different. So your notes and their notes will be obviously different. The common thing is PPT and PDFs will be common. But this type of whatever I'm writing on the whiteboard, that will be entirely different. Right? Now, you are having the test accuracy with you. Train accuracy also with you. Test accuracy, train accuracy. 2 accuracies are ready. Now, if train accuracy is very high, means very good, means the machine has learned very perfectly, but it is weak at testing. In the testing, it is having the weak. Training is good, but testing is weak. What is the meaning? Means in the class you are understanding. Whatever I am explaining in the class you are understanding. After the class, you are not able to remember anything. In the class, it is very clear. Step by step, it is very clear. Once you get into out of the class, what is this? Sorry, I have forgot, sir. You are forgetting or you are doing this one. It is called as overfitting problem. In the ML, it is called as overfitting problem. Overfitting means in the class, it will, in the learning, it is understanding very clearly, but testing wise fails. So when the difference between them is plus or minus 5%, if the difference means it is considerable. If it is more than 5% only, then it is called as overfitting problem. Up to 5%, no problem. If train accuracy is less, test accuracy is high. Sir, in the class I am asking the questions. The students are sitting very silently. But in the interview, they are performing very well. That is also a problem. Sir, what is the problem, sir? In interview, I am performing well now. In the class, you are silent means you are a very slow learner. Slowly you are learning. You are a slow learner. In the class, you are not able to answer. Why you are not able to answer? Means you are a slow learner. You are not. After the class, you are revising yourself and you are understanding the things, and then only you are making sure, and then you are going the answers. Now, sir, what is the problem? At the end, you are giving the answers now. If I learn slowly, if I learn fastly, what is the problem for you? At the end, I'm giving the answers. You want answer or you want to learn how I am learning? Means I want answers only. But if I compare with others, guys, please. Other class is going on. Okay. So, if, for example, if you are having a very other model is having very good, which is train accuracy and test accuracy, which are both are equal. And you are having this one. Means in the class, one person is giving correct answers. Means he is a very good learner. At the same time, in the testing also he is giving. In the testing, in the interview, X1 student has given correct answers. X2 also has given correct answers. Both of them are in the testing okay. In the interview are okay. But in the class, they are failing. Means one is slow learner and one is very good learner. Now you are having these 2 persons with you. Which one you are going to select? If you are having an option, which one you are going to select? If you don't have option, means 100% you are going to select who has done the best interview on. If you are having the option, whom you are going to select? Obviously this person only, right? Who is doing in the class very well, automatically who is doing in the interview also very well, that person only you are going to select. That is called as a good model. This is called as overfitting and this is called as underfitting. And 100 out of 100% interview question is this. 100 out of 100. In the interview, without this question, there will be no interview. What is the difference between overfitting and underfitting? Without this, there is no interview for data scientist. Such an important interview question. Okay. So this is called as overfitting problem and this is called as underfitting problem. But we want the train accuracy and test accuracy as very good. We want to design the model in such a way this should be there. If the model is very good, it is having 90% accuracy here and 70% accuracy means, sir, I am having 90% now miss. I am not going to consider. This is worst model only. Though you are having 90 also, it is worst model only. Though you are having 65 also, this is good model only. I want both of them almost close to each other with plus or minus 5%. Plus or minus 5%, okay. If it is more than 5% only. If it is more than 5% or less than 5%, then the difference is called as underfitting and overfitting. Is that clear? To understand train accuracy versus test accuracy, first you have to understand what is train accuracy. To understand train accuracy, first you have to understand what is meant by model.predict on the X train. To understand that one, first you have to understand what is meant by prediction. To understand that one, we have to understand what is meant by learning. If you come in a sequential order, automatically everything will be easy. Directly, if you come into this, you have to by heart. Without knowing anything also, simply you have to by heart. Is that clear? Explanation is clear? Overfitting and underfitting? Right? So, we are going to meet in tomorrow and we'll start the machine learning algorithms one by one. The first we will start with the regression and we'll take one directly real-time project only. Company's project only directly will take and I will explain directly step by step. And every day assignments will be there. From tomorrow, every day you have to do the work. Remember. So in the class, I will do in one way. You have to do in a different way. In the class, I will get the accuracy of 80% miss. After my class, you have to try to improve that accuracy. In what way you are going to do, that is your choice. Every day assignment will be there. Every day task. Okay, whoever has done the task, they are going to reply on the next day that, sir, I have completed and I am going to do. So whoever students are doing that one every day, I'll analyze that, oh, these are the good students. According to that, I'll select as per my knowledge at the end. Automatically good students, if they are good students, means automatically you'll have a positive impression, right? In the mind, automatically it will run with a positive impression. If the positive impression is there, means you'll think that for these students, we have to do something. Automatically, we'll do something. Sir, indirectly you are saying that if I don't do anything, miss, you'll not help me anything, right? Yes, directly only I'm saying. Why indirectly? If you don't work every day, at the end, I can't help you. Simple. It is very open. Okay? Right? Tomorrow we are going to continue with the remaining part.